In this video, I'd like to cover starting out using Logosoft Comfort 8.1, version 8.1, and that is what I have installed on my computer. If you just recently got Logosoft, you may have 8.0 or an older version, and the most recent version at the time of this video is version 8.1. So if you have already installed it, you may need to find it in your Programs menu in the Siemens folder. Otherwise, it may have created a desktop icon like the one I have here that you would double click on to get the program to start. Once the program is open, the screen may be blank like mine is here, showing the open palette or the diagram editor tool is ready to be start a new program. Some people may have a screen that comes up with a startup. If this is the first time you install Logosoft, you may have this window open. This is your online menu of basically your help file. So this is like the manual tutorial. There's sample applications. Everything you would want to know about all the different functions that are in the logo are in this online manual. And if you want to close it, you can and start working with Logosoft. And if you ever want it back, it's under the Help tab up here at the top under Contents. And it'll come back to your screen and allow you to search for information. So proceeding to start a logo diagram, there are two ways to start a logo diagram. I can either do it under the File menu, and there is a tab called New, and then it's going to allow me to choose a function block program or a ladder program, or this last choice here, UDF, is a user-defined function block, which that we can get into later. So if you're looking to do a function block diagram, you can click this and it's going to open up and bring your tools out on the side, and you'll see you have an open palette ready to begin programming. Now if I close this temporarily, and I could get to this the same way by hitting this new tab here. It's almost like in a document like an Excel or a spreadsheet or any other program you would open, there's a new document or a new Logosoft tab here. So this is going to open up, and by default this is going to open up as a function block. And what this also did, you can see that it opened up this window for online settings. So this is something I can close and ignore. I could close it, make it go away, and I could start working with Logosoft and do my program. But in that window is where you would define the logo's IP address. So to get that back, I can also go up to File and Properties and bring that window back so that I could choose my IP address. There are, for the logo version 8, there are two default IP addresses. The main default address is 192.168.0.1, and then if you hit the next subnet mask, it fills in the 255 3 times and a 0 for you automatically. But if you have one of the new logos, and when I say new, I mean FS04, and you'll find that on the side of the logo. It's the very latest logo, and if you're just purchasing one, it's probably what you have. They have started putting the IP address as default 192.168.0.3. So if you enter these settings right now, it's going to make it easier for you later to upload and download, because it's going to know what IP address you want to send to your logo. Now if you want to change from the default that's in the logo, and you want your program to be something completely different, this can be any number you want, but it needs to be able to work with your logo. So if I wanted a 192.168.100.3 or 100.100, any of those numbers are fine, and we could talk more about IP addressing in another video, but you will need to have the IP address assigned to your program to match what your logo is set to. So if your logo is just out of the box, it's either going to be a 1 or a 3. Once you have that set, you can hit OK and close this window, and then you would proceed to build a logo program. So in the logo program, you can now drag your inputs, outputs, and function tools onto the screen. And then once we would get to the point where we had built a program, we'll just throw a sample program out here on the screen. And make a quick program so there's something here. Oops. So with this program, I now have something that I could load to from the PC to my logo. So if I hit the download tab up here, which is the arrow down that says PC to logo, it's going to pop up a window that looks something like this. And you can see that it has left that target IP address in there because I have already chosen it. Now, if you didn't choose it, this would be entirely blank, like it is here. And that's what I was saying. You would have to now enter that manually every time you want to do an upload or a download. So if you do this in advance, it's going to save you a step here every time you want to make some changes to your logo or go online and do any testing. So if I was connected to a logo, I could hit test. This bar would go green. That would mean that I'm connected and live. And then I would be able to hit OK, and it would go ahead and load my program. One thing you need to check is, am I using a logo cable, Ethernet? Logo cable would be for the older style logos, and you wouldn't need to have an Ethernet IP address. But if we are going Ethernet like the new logos are, then I also need to choose my adapter. And you can see I have several adapters in here, but the main one is actually not connected right now, but you should have an Ethernet adapter that goes with your computer, and you'll need to make sure it's not on a Wi-Fi adapter, because if you're on a wireless adapter, that's not cable connected and it won't talk to your logo unless your logo is attached to some Wi-Fi controller somewhere. So you would need to pick the adapter that goes with your computer. There should be probably two choices on a lot of basic laptops of Wi-Fi or a hardwired Ethernet adapter. And once you pick that, then like I said, we could hit OK and it should load your program.